S&P, we did gap up. Futures gapped up. I should have put that in the title. Futures. Gapped up a little bit, hit that yellow zone. Currently right now, rejecting. Finally got out of this range right here. We almost spent 2 days inside that range. How wild was that? That was stupid. Looking for some sellers here. We've tagged this area. Let's grab, what color is this? Okay, blue. We've hit sellers, we hit sellers, we hit sellers, sellers. Like, how many sellers are still here? I still think we're going to see some more at this level 2 area. I kind of think we're about done with the bottom of this zone right here. So ultimately, I am bullish. Tomorrow, I will be buying ES. I might even buy it overnight. If you're in the group, just look out for I guess I'll post it. I'll let you guys know. If you guys do ever want to join the group, you can just check out my Patreon. The tier 1, that I post everything in the growth count. Everything. And then, so if you want, like, I have another count, main plays, a little bit more spite. The growth count just does not have futures in it. I just don't know how feasible that'll be for people to learn from, given its speed and risk management, because it is so leveraged. Anyway, that'll be tier 2. That's everything, right? So I'm live. You're in the chat with me. You get the extra streams. Anyway, that's the sales pitch. Check it out if you want. Super exciting. What I meant to say is there's a coupon code expiring now. Whenever you're watching this, you got 15 minutes. It's going to expire. I even knew when you were going to watch this. Yeah. Don't worry about any future. It's just going to expire. You got to go now. The spots are limited. There's only a few seats left. That's it. You want in or not? For everyone that is wanting one-on-one, I get asked that a lot. I am going to say I'm setting something up with the help of my my admins. I'm going to entertain that for a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to be. I want to make sure I'm giving a lot of value in the one-on-ones. I don't know how they work. In case it's full access. If a China deal happens, Apple should get a good bounce, in my opinion. That's the only reason I still own it. Apple probably will. I do agree there. Anyway, moving on. Like I was saying, we've had some sellers kind of right here. I wouldn't be shorting it. We hit this enough. If you want to take a short, you do whatever you want. I might take a short right here at this level. You might coincidentally get into a short position right around here with me. If you were to go short at that level, right there, as a matter of fact, what a coincidence, we probably got into the same thing. And it's weird how I knew it was going to hit there at that time, like I could see the future. We'll go over that later. You got to be subscribed for that. Here's the expected move. So looks like 608 to 590 for the S&P. I just do it on the S&P. This is an ETF. I do trade, chart, everything on the futures contracts. This right here, it's cleaner. This typically doesn't have zones. The only reason this has zones is because I was talking about the crash last year, and I said it was going to go to here. That was weird. But anyway, looking at the expected moves there. Normal. They're not smaller. They're not really bigger. It's nothing too out of the normal there. Looks like the NASDAQ will probably be at all-time highs. If CPI, PPI, any of that is green, NASDAQ could likely hit all-time highs this week because we're just, I mean, there it is. We're just not far. You're 2 green days away. Two like normal green days. We're 1 solid green. We just send it day, like pre-market up, and then the day is green from making it. Looking to buy the 5980s later tonight. Nice. I don't know how the mentorship isn't enough other than needing a one-on-one. Just ask a question. We're all in Zoom. Yeah, and that's ultimately why I haven't done the one-on-ones, because what have I not answered? I mean, if you're actually here participating, like literally just paying attention, I don't know. I've answered everything. Maybe it's a time thing. Maybe they just weren't live at that time. Like I said, entertaining it because I do still get a lot. Looking at the NASDAQ, yeah, obviously I think we're going to hit all-time highs this week or next. So I wouldn't be short. We're probably just, let's draw some trend lines. I know you guys like those. Lines. Let me sell you a better position. That doesn't look quite as bullish, but that does. Let's go right there. We'll You almost can, just because that's basically a wick. It came down, came right back up, just like this. Came right down, came right back up. Difference is the timing. If that just shifted over a little bit, it would have been a wick. This trend line is still intact. Technically, you could even push it somewhere right around there. I mean, really, wick, technically it gap down, came right back up. So as long as we're kind of on that trend, let me just go, there we go. That'll make it easier for you guys. Now we don't have to explain what buyers and sellers are. Let's change it. Ta-da! There's your points of contact. Boom, boom, boom. Ultimately, kind of just watching that. I imagine there's going to be one more short area. Again, so we've already hit this type 2. Here's your type 1. Here's your type 2. I bet we still find a couple more sellers, kind of like we did right around here. As far as like where's the next zone, here's all we have as far as sell data. We have sellers there to there, which is really hard to figure out. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. Hard to make that a yellow zone just yet. Just too fresh. If you lower your bottom point to the bottom of the wick, it lines up. Oh, I see what you're saying. We can do that. Either way, more importantly, what I just showed you guys is how easy it is to sell yourself a position. All I care about is the higher lows. Could be a wick, could be anything. As long as the candles don't just go backwards. I've never seen that in 13 years. That would be a new one. So until something new pops up in any variation, as long as it's a higher low, going all the way down to that blue zone, not a higher low. At that point, we're thinking horizontal. Maybe a volatility box, and we spring this thing up. But as long as it's a higher low, I'm still bullish. What I'll look for is on a smaller time frame, sellers to come down, and then that's a pretty sharp bounce up. If we kind of like base out like this, I'll go long. Any kind of flat right there, I'll take that as a base, and I'll look to go long at that point. A picture perfect one, it does kind of linger on down to this trend line. That's kind of cool because there will be trend line players. There could just be buyers in general. You can keep an eye out for this area right here for a higher low. Q's expected move, put it at all-time highs. Oh, nice. It does. So we could say fully in range. Again, like I said, we're 2 green days away from all-time highs. I'll check the calendar. I think there's 5 of them this week. So as long as 2 of the 5 are green back-to-back, we could be at all-time highs. The expected move does put you just right there, though. You can manipulate your lines to tell you whatever you want. You really can. If you really want to sell yourself a position, you can. And I focus on that a lot. I know if you've been here, you've heard that a lot. But really, this is why people suck at trading. They draw a shape. They focus on the shape. They focus on the line. The line that I just told you I could move around and make myself a position. We are not trading on a red and blue ball with a toddler with the little yellow shapes. What do those shapes tell you? This trend line tells me higher lows. So what's more important? Your stupid line that you fiddled on there for 2 seconds and you think people are moving billions of dollars with? Or is it the activity of what creates that line itself? The buyers stepping in, the sellers not really selling, like the story that creates that shape. I don't care what shape you like. The cup and handle, you like the little toddler sippy cup. Everything you've ever drawn on a chart, I can reference to something in your toddler life. So if you think toddlers are just master traders, that's probably why your account isn't green. But if you understand what makes that shape in the first place, now you can understand why things are more bullish sometimes, why things are more bearish, how to manage stops, and risk in general. Grandpa Dow creeping up. Ooh, that could be a pretty big week for the Dow if we can kind of get above that range. Russell doesn't look good for Russ. Russell's about to get turned down for his prom date. Sorry. Don't want to second see the future, but sucks to suck, Russ. That's why no one likes you. Now we do have the Tesla event this week. The 12th, right? Yeah. Should be this Thursday. Tesla's going to lease Optimus, or who's the other one? Who's the other robot? The bad robot. Joke would have been much funnier if I knew more about Transformers. Who's the bad robot? Megatron. Later this week, we will find out if it's Optimus or Megatron, and do they help the public out or run the public over? one's considerably bearish, more bearish than the other one. Interesting that we had that little feud with Elon and Trump right before. I'm going to be, you won't, this is tinfoil hat theory, and it doesn't matter because you just don't know. But you know some crap happened. If all of a sudden Elon's like, yeah, we're going to do 20 cars to, we're going to do 150 cars in 6 states right now. Surprise. You know, he unleashes that June 12th, you're going to know this was a dip buy, and Pelosi finally bought Tesla. Outside of that, and being on Steve and Mark Ryan's Solve the Money Problem YouTube channel, I'm sure that's what his analysis would come up with. Interesting that we do have this. This event is not going to fail, and we've talked this ad nauseum inside my group. You know, because we call it a Tesla event. There is a thing that's going to happen with a date. It meets the requirement for an event, and sometimes there's some hype going into it. There's a lot of like, what if it does this? What if it does that? This robotaxi is not going to leave that curb and go run somebody over. There is no chance this thing, Xi Jinping and the whole Chinese Communist Party would have to turn on Elon, hack into his system, remote control the car, and run over somebody. Like that's what it would take for this event, if you will, to fail. They've already been given rides. It's just going to be the first like official rides. So it'll be very interesting to take that. I would just say this is just par for the course for Tesla volatility. It's just another excuse for some things to be moved around. So if you're watching Tesla this week, I did take assignment of the puts I sold last week. I also sold the 297s for this Friday. So that'll bring my average down. I'm hoping we bounce. And we're good. But I'm not in sold calls. In fact, I'm also in TSLL. I had a bunch of sold calls on them. I have all sold calls bought back, so all I am in is long Tesla right now. So hopefully when they now that they've kissed and made up, we get a nice bounce. I make a lot of money, and then I get to brag about it in the next YouTube video and be like the next guru. I went long the Dow on Friday. Nice. Yeah, Tindra. Sakawa.